I'll drive. You tell which way.
Drive it like you stole it. I'm like, no.
Just throw
the shoes.
You're on your own now.
Like going for a free ride with Todd Faircloth.
Set it up. I feel like I'm low riding. Can you see? You can see one of the deals, right?
Yeah, I can see one.
All right.
I guess we could
This, if you go this way, you get in the country, which might be better than the city. Hey, I'm Kurt Dove. We've got Brandon Palaniuk and Todd Faircloth today. Fans sent in a few questions, and guys, I gotta ask you, Todd, who's the biggest joker in MLF?
That's kind of a toss-up between, I'd say, James Watson and Jeff Creed. They're pretty comical, and I think they could both fit the Joker bill.
right there. How about you, Brandon? What do you think, bud?
I would probably have to say the exact same too. You know, I think Watson is just like all the time a joker, and I think Crete just becomes more of a joker the more he gets spun out. And he's spun out a lot easier than pretty much anyone else. He doesn't even have control of the fact that he's one of the jokers.
Yeah, it's natural. All right.
What about you?
Oh man, Crete's out there. I'm gonna pick Crete. Watson's crazy. Favorite go-to bait, Brandon? What's your go-to bait?
And I'd have to say my go-to bait is probably a Berkeley power bait fighting bug on a punch rig. Just a 1 ounce Eco Pro tungsten and a 4/0 BMC flipping hook. I'll get in a bad situation where I'll have a really bad day one, and I'll just pick that bait up and go flipping and punching on day 2, and end up coming back and making the cut and having a good tournament. So that'd probably have to be my go-to right now.
So what's your go-to bait?
And mine would be just a 5-inch Strike King O-Tip, green pumpkin color. And the reason for that is because I can go pretty much anywhere in the country and catch bass on it. I can fish it weightless. I can use a slip sinker and Texas rig it. I can Carolina rig it. I can drop shot it. So it's real versatile in that aspect, and it catches smallmouth, it catches largemouth, it catches spotted bass. So about the only situation it does not work in is like a high, muddy river type deal, Right. That would be mine. What about yours, Kurt?
Man, I get pigeonholed into seasonal patterns with my go-to bait. I love throwing a jerk bait. I love throwing an IMA Flip 120. It is my favorite bait. I just love the way, first of all, the technique to work the bait, I think is, it's a lot of fun. There's a good skill set that goes with it. There's so many, it sounds like, a jerk bait, you just twitch it along, but, there's so many different types of ways that you can work the lure and figure out how the bass really want it based on water temperatures or time of years.
That's a bait that you can cover a lot of water with, too. So
yeah, keeps me active throughout the day. Yeah. Todd, favorite technique?
Well, if I had to pick one technique to do, it would be punching. Whether it's a big jig, a big 1 or 1 1/4 ounce jig, or flipping like a Strike King mini scrub or something like that through heavy, thick vegetation. I don't think there's any other bite that can match that, and it's just.
Every fisherman does that sound.
Brandon's heard that sound. That's why his favorite bait is the punch bait. But what's your favorite technique, Brandon?
I do love punching. Usually, if I'm just going out fishing and it's not a tournament, I'm just want to go catch a bunch of big fish. I'm throwing a swim bait. I love throwing a giant swim bait, and that bite to me is really fun because you may go a long time with no bites, and then all of a sudden it's like the whole world just blew up, and when you set the hook you don't know how big it's going to be. So that would have to be my favorite technique.
That's cool, man. My favorite technique, I'm a visual guy. I like top water. I don't care what kind of top water it is, whether it's a frog, a buzz frog, a walking bait. Man, there's nothing like ploop, 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 boom. I mean, it's just an instant explosion. So, reality TV shows. If you were on a reality show, which one would you choose and why? So you get 3 choices. It's either The Voice, that'd be a good one, or Naked and Afraid, or American Ninja Warrior?
We only have those 3 choices.
those are the 3, and you got to explain why.
Okay.
Why?
Well, I would definitely not go naked and afraid. So I'm probably gonna have to go American Ninja Warrior because I have a terrible singing voice, even though I sing while driving the truck all the time.
Well, you work out a lot, so you know I could fit. You could do the wall climb, and
I've watched it on TV, and I've always thought that would be kind of cool to try to do.
I'm out on the voice, and I'm definitely out on naked and afraid. So I'm gonna go with American Ninja Warrior. I don't think I would do real well in that though.
I thought for sure you'd be busting out like some Merle Haggard or Johnny Cash or something.
You don't want to hear Todd sing.
I'll get up there. I'm gonna do some voice. Now, don't expect the voice part to sound very good. What is the wildest thing or craziest thing that you've witnessed while on the water?
And at home we used to have, it was a old flooded wood shed, like an old tool shed. I don't really know how it got flooded, but you were actually able to, you could get up inside of it, and it was just a building. Your whole boat would fit up inside of it.
All right.
Well, this one time I flipped up in there, got my bait stuck, and so I kind of started creeping my boat up inside there and creeping my head in to go get my bait unstuck. And as soon as I started to come in, this giant dude jumps out of the rafters of this building, jumps out, swims out of the building, gets on land, and takes off running across the interstate.
I guess one of the most bizarre things, and my very first Bassmasters Classic was in Chicago, and I was young. I was a young guy. I hadn't been much out of the state of Texas,
Right.
and it was quite the culture shock for me, to say the least. So, and then when you're fishing in downtown Chicago, you see things that, you know, the normal country boy from Jasper, Texas doesn't see. So I'll just leave it there. I won't go into details.
Man, I you know, growing up in DC, you know, there's a lot of great fishing in town, you know, and you can get up in Fort Washington Marina or some of those areas up around the Kennedy Center, and there's all kinds of people walking around, obviously, with a huge population. So I know exactly where you're coming from and seeing a lot of crazy people, crazy sights, crazy everything. So Todd, like you said, you know, every day out there it seems like we see something that's a little off the wall or a little bit crazy. What do you like doing beyond fishing? That's probably kind of easy to pigeonhole for outdoor guys, but Brandon, what do you like doing outside of fishing?
Man, as soon as our season starts to wind down, it just transfers right into elk season, and I end up going home between Idaho, Montana, Colorado, somewhere I'm elk hunting.
I'm the same way. After fishing season winds down, I just enjoy being in the woods. It's kind of my relaxation. It's kind of how I recharge my batteries from fishing. My
deal in the off season is you know, just trying to hang some more with family. You know, either going back home to Virginia to hang out with my sister, my mom, or my dad, and just, you know, kind of visiting family a little bit, and then you know, obviously it's the holiday season, so It seems like one time after another, you know, going through the holidays. But we also like to do a little golf trip. So my wife and I like to play golf together, so we'll try and do a golf trip every fall. Make sure that everybody tunes in, watch us on the Outdoor channel. We'll all be there in some way, shape, or form, trying to catch a bunch of bass in a bunch of crazy locations that we've never been before. Tune in every Saturday. You guys gonna watch it?
Good job, Kurt.
Everybody's gonna watch it.
Yeah.
You guys watch the shows, right?
Absolutely.
Do you watch every episode?